Hi, thanks for continuing with me from my last video. Sorry I abruptly cut off, but I'm trying to keep the videos within 10 minutes so as to not bore you and not to overwhelm you with information. Kind of keep them short and sweet, so if you don't want to watch for too long, then 10 minutes isn't that bad. You can just sit, watch, listen, whatever, and it's pretty easy to handle 10 minutes rather than 15, 20, or 30 minutes that some YouTube videos have. That's just my thought process. I might be wrong in that, but this is what we're going with. We're going to continue on with Jorge Villegas' class that we did. We finished up on how to survey your market to see what works best for your potential consumers. Okay? And then later in the class, we did a project where each person had to come up with their own way to save a brick-and-mortar gym from online gym services. I'm sure you've seen the bikes that you can have at home that have the video screen, and you have this person coaching you to ride the bike, and other methods of having an unconventional gym session. Well, that's kind of hurting the brick and mortar gyms, and our project in small groups was to save ours by a different marketing technique. And my group with two other people was to focus towards the retired community. We really wanted to conduct this using the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis was strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are internal. Opportunities and threats are external. By internal and external, I mean what you can control within and how others are affecting your business. So, for strengths and weaknesses, maybe you're really good at creating a product that lasts, like Maytag. They last forever, right? Maybe their weakness is how they ship the product to somebody. Maybe it takes too long to get your product out from the floor to the person's home. So maybe that's one of the weaknesses that you have from within. An opportunity and a threat are external, meaning that things that are affecting you from outside of the business, outside of your personal business. An opportunity could be going to the nearby town and opening a store. A threat could be another business coming to your town and opening the same type of business that you run, if that helps for you to understand the SWOT analysis. For our project, we had to conduct a SWOT analysis as to why ours would be the best method to get more people in the gym, brick and mortar gym. We decided on the retirement market because those people don't usually have retired people don't, of this day and age, they're at the age where technology isn't necessarily their friend. They don't want to use cell phones and TV for everything, especially going to the gym. It just kind of seems silly to that age of retired people. And they have a harder learning curve when it comes to technology. So providing more opportunities to the retired market to come to the brick and mortar gym seemed like our best bet. It's kind of an unconventional market anyways, so including them kind of broadens your scope, which we thought was a good idea. We had some strengths that we created for ourselves. We use the basis of our own local gym to kind of have the idea and the concept behind our SWOT analysis. We had established locations and awareness. So having a brick and mortar gym has that established location. People know where you are, and if they don't, it's so easy to say, hey, we're just down the road, come see us. It's that simple. And you get a social aspect from going to the gym that you don't with an online gym. That's kind of important to some people, especially if you're a full-time worker and you need to branch out away from your coworkers or from your family. It gets you talking to more people more often. You can build relationships, and you also get more options like going to a gym. There's several different machines. You can walk on the treadmill, you can build your muscle, you can do whatever you want, not just restricted to what you have at home. There are some weaknesses to a brick and mortar gym, though, and that would be convenience. You can't just say, oh, I don't want to leave the house because it's snowing or it's pouring down rain, so I'm just going to do my workout at home. You can't always do that when you want to lift weights. You don't have the machines at your house. Also, the cost of a gym membership is fairly expensive. And if you don't use it, then you're not getting the most out of your money. You don't have the customization as you would with an online gym. You don't get to say to somebody, hey, I'd like to tone up, or I'd like to build muscle. So you don't really get that customization. You just have to know when you walk into a gym. That's kind of a weakness that brick and mortar gyms have. Also, privacy is a weakness. You don't necessarily, when you walk into a gym, you feel kind of intimidated by those who are in better shape than yourself. So doing a workout at home is sometimes more comfortable for others. And there's kind of a safety aspect. As a young woman, you have to think of, hey, I want to go to the gym, but it's midnight, and maybe that's not safe for me as a young woman. But when you do your workout at home, you're in the safety of your own home. So that's a few weaknesses that the brick and mortar gyms have. Opportunities for expansion are there. You could subsidize by going to people's businesses and having them involved, or having training sessions before work or after work. You can add apps to your brick and mortar gym, and there's typically a young market for brick and mortar gyms, like high school students. You make a deal with the high school and have their student athletes come to your gym. But there are some threats of the apps and in-home gyms, like we mentioned before. And chain gyms are a threat if you are a locally owned, just individual gym. And gyms are semi-seasonal. So your athletes that you have will mainly come during their sports season and not as much afterwards. Or when it's yucky outside, nobody wants to leave their house. They're not going to come to the gym. So us trying to focus on the retired market, they have more leisure time and typically, as retired people, more money to spend on themselves. And they also have, we can promote better longevity to those people in the retired market. So by working out and staying healthier, you're promoting a longer life, which is more important to people that are retired age, because they think now that they're done working, they're not as active. So you want to promote a healthier living style. And they are less likely to use apps than a different generation of consumers. The cons, though, are most people of the retired age like doing aquatic type of exercises because it's easier on their bodies and their joints. They might already have established a loyalty to someone else, but they also create a higher risk of liability. With them having a more fragile body than younger people, they're less resilient. So if you have someone fall, they're more likely to break something or to strain something on their own on a machine. So it's kind of more of a liability on your business to have more of a retired people coming to your place of business. However, we had some counterattacks from the class, and one of their main issues was transportation. However, we already thought that far. We would get with local transit and arrange for them to go by the retirement homes and have specific drop off times and times where we could have trainers at our gym during those times so you can better help the retirement people test out machines that they like, find what they like, maybe help them better understand how to maintain their bodies, and then work with local transit and getting them to and from those places, or even going to the places themselves, like we said, with the expansion and subsidizing for businesses. Um, I am over time this time, and I believe that wraps up our discussion with Jorge Villegas and our project in brick and mortar gyms trying to reach out to a new market. Thanks.